Here.
Here.
Do we have any conflict of interest statements?
No.
No.
Approval of the minutes of the meeting of November 15th, 2018.
Recommend we defer the reading of the minutes for the November 15.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item A, request for advertising dates of December 6th, 2018 and December 13th, 2018, with the bid opening date of December 27th, 2018 for the demolition of 7544 Linden Avenue and 7507 Columbia Avenue. Okay. This isn't B, right? Do I have a motion to approve the bid dates?
Motion to approve the bid dates.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item B, contract with Hawk Enterprises, Inc. for 141st Street to Grover Avenue to Calumet Avenue and Staten Avenue, 115th Street to Railroad Street, lighting improvements. Okay. And this has a comment on it, the bond needs to be added. At this point,
Is it a green sheet?
it's
or no?
okay. Is this related to a?
Street lighting project.
Yes, is it a council street lighting project?
Yes.
Is there a green sheet attached or coming up?
It should be coming up. I'm gonna check on that. Jonathan's been off all week, so,
Okay.
Coming up today?
not today.
Oh, so we can approve
I,
subject to.
I did have a couple at the mayor's office. I don't know if they made it back down yet.
Okay, we'll go ahead
We
and,
can,
We'll approve the contract subject to having the councilman's green sheet.
I second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
What number is his? What number is his? Chris? Chris, do you want to skip to item S, since we have the attorney here?
Oh, yeah, it was, Attorney Mobley was here. Did we have-
Yeah, I saw him. No, he just explained it. Do you want to skip to S?
No, we just need to continue it, right? Marco, you here for anything else? No. Can we just give Marco a new date?
We're going to skip to item S on the agenda, the status hearing on property located at 242 Doty Street. It appears we need a new status hearing date. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for skipping, I appreciate it. Yes, if we can have, now with the winter coming, I don't know, again, I know it looks fine, but again, we don't know the structural issues with it. If we could have some time in the beginning of after maybe February, I don't know if we can go that far out.
We're gonna use February 7th as our status date for today, so that would probably be an appropriate date if the board's agreeable.
Okay.
Okay, we'll set 242 Doty over for status to February 7th, 2019.
Thank you.
I second.
Good day.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, back to item C, correspondence received from Tallman Consultants requesting permission to install fiber optic conduit by open cut trench and directional boring, starting west of the west lane of Calumet Avenue and ending at the alley east of Calumet Avenue on Carroll Street. Okay. And this is approved by the engineering department already.
Motion to approve the request from Tallman Consultants.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item D, correspondence received from Mayor McDermott Jr. authorizing $50,000 of gaming funds be allocated for the relocation of the sewer main at the southwest corner of 173rd Street and Southeastern Avenue. Signed by Mayor.
Motion to approve the mayor's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Nicole, do you want us to skip to yours? What number? After us? Okay, we're going to also skip to item T, the blight elimination program, round 1 and 2, 5603 Calumet Avenue and 1114 Eaton Street.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Nicole Bennett. I am the attorney representing or involved with Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority regarding the city's blight elimination program. Both the Redevelopment Commission and United Neighborhoods, Inc. are program partners to the program. We're set today for a public hearing on these two properties. I was actually in front of you the first week in November as well for a public hearing on these same properties. In light of the timing of the Round 2 program, which is coming to an end as of November 30th, we had expedited these two properties in an effort to meet the deadlines for demolition and had the first public hearing at the beginning of the month as kind of just a further notice to any potential or interested property owners regarding the two properties at 5603 Calumet Avenue and 1114 Eaton Street. For what it's worth, these properties have both already been demolished, but for purposes of the program, it was a requirement in having this public hearing at this time frame, even though that they've already been down. So I would request, for purposes of our record and to meet the criteria, if we could open a public hearing.
Is anyone from the public wishing to speak on either of these properties this morning? 5603 Calumet Avenue? Okay, well, we're going to get to that one soon, sir. We're just having the public hearing on 5603 Calumet Avenue and 1114 Eaton Street at this time. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to speak on those two properties? No? Okay.
Very well.
Let the record reflect that we held the public hearing on 5603 Calumet Avenue and 1114 Eaton Street.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, back to item E, correspondence received from Hassey Construction, providing a quote of $75,705 for the installation of a new storm sewer at 173rd Street and Southeastern Avenue. And do we have a funding source on this one? Are we aware, Mark?
Part of the mayor's $50,000.
This is that project, okay. And then the remaining, I believe, has already been, it's already scheduled to come out of a different fund. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the quote?
Motion to approve the quote from Hassey.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item F, correspondence received from their District Councilman Anthony Higgs requesting $24,544 of gaming funds be allocated for a supplemental agreement with Nice Engineering for work to be done at the Erie Avenue reconstruction project, signed by the councilman and by the mayor.
Motion to approve the councilman's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item G, correspondence received from 6th District Councilman Scott Rakos requesting $10,004.62 of gaming funds be allocated for change order number 1 for the Kenwood reconstruction project, signed by the councilman and by the mayor.
Motion to approve the councilman's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item H, change order number 1 submitted by Nice Engineering for the Kenwood Avenue reconstruction project with an increase in cost of $10,004.62 for quantity adjustments. That was related to the previous allocation of funds by the councilman.
Motion to approve the change order.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item I, construction observation services for the sanitary sewer relocation at 173rd Street and Southeastern Avenue submitted by Nice Engineering at a cost of $8,056. I believe that's related to item E.
Yes, up above.
Okay.
Motion is to approve the observation services request.
And I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item J, correspondence received from 2nd District Councilman Pete Torres requesting $9,543 of gaming funds be allocated for change order number 1 with Hawk Enterprises, Inc. This has been signed by the councilman and by the mayor.
Motion to approve the councilman's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item K, change order number 1, submitted by VS Engineering, Inc., with an increase in cost of $9,543 for a change from sodding to seed and blanket. Now, those amounts are the same, but it appears that the councilman's request was with Hawk, and this is with VS. Is there a discrepancy here? It's a sub on there? Okay. So we're related to the same allocation of funds. Okay.
We good?
Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve change order.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item L, correspondence received from 3rd District Councilman Anthony Higgs requesting $8,044 of gaming funds be allocated for various engineering services with Nice Engineering, Inc. And this has been signed by the mayor and looks to be stamped by the councilman.
Motion to approve the councilman's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item M, supplemental agreement number 6 with Nice Engineering for additional engineering services needed at a cost of $8,044.
Motion to approve the agreement.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item N, proposal to provide surveying and engineering services received from Nice Engineering, Inc. for the sidewalk project along the north side of 167th Street from Indianapolis Boulevard to Woodmar Avenue at a cost of $8,044. This one requires no action. It is related to item M. Item O, engineering agreement, District 1. District 1 roadway reconstruction, 139th Street from Sheffield Avenue to Homan Avenue. Project with United Consulting at a cost of $50,200 for design engineering. Again, is this related to the councilman's
Yes,
allocation of fund, and we do not have a current green sheet on this?
it was submitted to the mayor's office
Okay.
yesterday.
So then we can approve this contingent to the submission of the allocation of fund sheet.
Motion to approve, subject to the funding sheet being submitted to the board.
My second.
All those in favor? Aye. Item P, LPA consulting contract with First Group Engineering, Inc. for right-of-way management pedestrian refuge island on 173rd Street between Woodmar Avenue and Ontario Avenue. This is a federal match, is that correct, Mark?
Yes, yes, ma'am. And also, this is for, we just need some appraisals for the property for Purdue. The contract's $18,000, the city shares approximately $3,000.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item Q, correspondence received from Gating Construction, Inc., advising of street closures during maintenance repair of Buckeye Partners Pipeline at Hoffman Street and White Oak Avenue.
This street closure is ongoing. It should be wrapped up in probably a couple weeks. So there was 2 phases to this project.
Is there notification?
Yeah, I don't know if we need any action on this. No. For notification purposes. Okay, item R, correspondence received from Chief of Police John Doty requesting approval of the appointment of Christopher Watkins as a probationary member of the Hammond Police Department effective November 15th, 2018. Officer Thomas Dillner to receive evidence training specialty pay effective November 9th, 2018. Jesse Escamilla to receive a promotional raise for completing all required training and a 1-year probationary period for correctional officers and disposal authorizations.
Well, I don't see anything that's ritzy in the disposal authorizations, Jeff.
Not at all.
So I guess that deserves a Yahoo, right?
That deserves a Yahoo.
Motion to approve the police chief's request.
I second.
All those in favor? Aye. We've already addressed item S and T. We'll go to item U, demolition hearing on property located at 2650 162nd Place. Kevin, do you want to go one by one with these?
Sure.
Okay. we'll
Yes.
do that. Demolition hearing.
Good morning to the board.
Morning.
First property is 2650 102nd Place, the garage only. The owner's listed as Vasquez. Hi.
Good morning.
Good. So, board, we have a house that looks in real good shape, but a garage that looks in real bad shape. I can show the board some pictures. Ma'am, I'm just going to show you pictures of the garage. Is this the condition of the garage currently?
And can we have her state her name for the record?
Yeah,
please?
your name, ma'am, if you could just,
Elizabeth Vasquez.
and your address
Thank you.
is 2650.
162nd Place.
Thank you.
This is just for the garage.
Okay.
It's a city position to give them the condition of the garage, we'd like it demolished. So, Mrs. Vasquez, you can go ahead and present any evidence you have to the board, or just talk about what you want to do with the garage.
I don't dispute that it does need to be demolished or repaired. It got infested with raccoons a couple of years back. I tried to get assistance. I called a couple places. I couldn't find anybody to help me with a program to help me with financially, because basically I don't have the funds to go ahead and get it torn down. I got some estimates of $3,000, but they want it up front. I don't have that kind of money. I've been laid off 3 years. I'm starting a new job in January, so the funds are not available to get that done at this time. And that's what my dilemma is at this time. But I don't dispute that it does need to be repaired. were demolished?
So a lot of times in the past, like Mr. Kearney just pointed out, if she has family members or anybody else that would like to help her to demolish it, they'll issue a permit for a garage. And so that might be an angle to,
Yeah, I had somebody that was gonna do that, but they had a heart condition, they couldn't do it anymore.
so our position would be enter the order so we can continue with the bidding process to knock it down. Obviously, in the meantime, Ms. Vasquez is able to either come up with the funds or get somebody to help her knock it down, and I'm sure the
But what
inspections
is the
department will work.
What is the timeframe
Probably,
for that?
we'll bid it out, it'll take 6 to 8 weeks to bid it, and then it'll probably take another 3 to 4 weeks after that to issue the permits, so you're
So
talking
how
about
does
probably
that
3 to
work
4
for-
months.
I don't understand the process.
So if the city knocks it down, there'll be a lien placed on your property in the amount of the demolition,
Okay, so I would have to pay against that lien
if you ever sold your house.
if I ever sold my house?
Right.
Okay.
And ma'am, a lot of times, because we do these kind of in large quantities, we'll sometimes get a better price from the demo contractors than you would individually. So if during the time that we bid these out, if it's a lower amount than the quotes that you've received and you'd like to pay for that demolition, you said you're starting a new job, we can also arrange that with you as well.
Yeah, you'll be able to see what the bids are, and a lot of times, as Ms. Gray mentioned, the bids do come in a lot less than $3,000 for a garage.
Oh,
So
okay.
all right, you'll get notice of the
If
bids.
the demolition happens, that'll be like in 2 months or so?
It'll be bid out in 2 months. You'll get notice of it again. You can come here.
Yeah, it probably won't actually come down for another 3, maybe 4 months,
Yeah, at
possibly.
least.
Okay, and I'll get
Okay.
notification
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Yes.
everything will, okay.
There'll be
Okay,
notice
so-
of the bid date. If you'd like to come in at that time, then you can actually hear what your properties, the bids were
Okay.
to knock down that property, okay?
I need to get it done, so I think that's the only option I have at this moment.
So
Okay,
it doesn't sound like there's an objection to the entering of the order.
okay, so I have a motion to enter the order for demolition.
Motion to affirm.
Thank you so much, appreciate it.
All those in favor? Aye. Thank you, ma'am.
Next is 2727 163rd Place. I'm happy to report to the board that the owners have hired Danley Garage, and the garage is gone, and they're going to build a new one. So we're going to remove this from the demolition list.
Okay,
Next property is
Do we need a
838
motion on
Becker.
that?
I'm sorry, no.
No,
Mm-mm. We'll just remove it.
okay.
838 Becker. 838 Becker.
Is anyone in the audience here for 838 Becker Street?
Owners listed as Jefferson. The notes indicate the property's been marked uninhabitable, and the mail's being returned. The photos show a boarded-up frame house. Based on the condition of the property, we do have good service. We'd request the order be affirmed.
Motion to affirm the order.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
6231 Blaine. The owner is listed as Mr. Anderkay from Waterloo, Iowa. At least that's where the taxes go. Are you Mr. Anderkay? Yes. Great. The notes in the file indicate the property has previously been on the demo list. Neighbors are complaining again regarding this. The water has been off since 1996. Mr. Anderkay, are these accurate photos of the condition of the home?
A while back.
Yeah, they're dated a while ago in the spring. Right? That's the home? Okay, I'm going to present these to the board. Based on the condition of the property and the fact that it's been vacant for nearly 22 years, at least according to water, we've requested the order be affirmed. Mr. Anderkay, you can present any evidence you'd like to the board at this time.
Okay. I'm not sure on what I'm supposed to present or not. I've never had this situation. I inherited the property, and it took me a while to get my name on it. And once I got that on, I've been working with the city to move in, but I'm following their requirements and restrictions. I've recently received a increased assessment from Lake County because of the improvements that I've made on it, and so my taxes are going to go up next year. I was kind of surprised to get this letter, since the county wants more money as opposed to less. But in the meantime, I think they've done that because I've done some insulation on the basement of the property. It's now with 1.5 inches of fiberglass, not fiberglass, but styrofoam. The whole basement is now insulated, and the city requested me to remove all the inside plaster. That's been done, and hauled away. I've been ready to insulate it. I have a contract with Gonzalez to rewire the house to 220, and he's been working on it at an extremely slow pace.
Sir, can I ask you two questions?
Sir?
When did you inherit the property?
I did not, I inherited property when my mother passed away.
What year was that?
That's been quite a while ago.
Okay. And you're talking about some
But I couldn't
improvement.
get clear title to it.
Okay, when did you receive clear title?
It was sometime this century.
Okay. Are you currently under a rehabilitation agreement with the city of Hammond?
I thought so.
Our records indicate that no permits have been issued since 2010.
Okay, so sir, what happens in this, in
Well,
this
I do
situation?
have a permit that was issued, I
Okay.
think.
Okay. So what happens in this situation, it's either the property is put on the list to either be demolished or rehabilitated.
Yes.
So it sounds like you want to make improvements on this property, but in order to do so and have it not be knocked down by the city, you have to enter into a rehab agreement with us so that our contractors can go out, they can inspect it, and they can tell you exactly what needs to be done. And then we can have status hearings so that we know that there's progress happening.
And because of this notice that I received, I've decided if it's okay with you, I'll sell it to a professional. And I've made 3 arrangements today, 1 this morning and 1 later on. and
Well, sir,
one-
that is entirely your decision whether or
Well,
not you're
I
able
know
to
that.
sell it.
Well, what I'm trying to say is that I realize that I have not been making acceptable progress. The people I hired have not been doing what they're supposed to be doing on a timely basis. And so I'm thinking that I should turn the property over to a professional, and that's why
Okay, I
I can sell it, if I could, please.
Ms. Bennett is here as well, and it is within the hardest hit area. So-
Okay.
And she is in the process, of course, purchasing homes in that area.
So that might be a very good option for you, sir, with the
Well, I
BEP
have,
program.
I have a whole list of people that
Okay.
I can show you.
So at this point, it sounds as though you're not wanting to continue to make the improvements yourself, so you're not
Well,
interested in the rehab
I'm
agreement.
not doing it fast enough
Okay.
for your satisfaction.
So
And
you
I'm-
are
I'm
absolutely-
admitting that. and
You're free to
I'd just
try
like
to
the
find a
chance
buyer
to
for
sell
the
it and
property.
get out.
So as you heard from some of the previous property hearings here, that it's going to take a few months before anything is actually demolished. At this point, I believe it would be the board's recommendation to keep this, affirm this order, to keep the property on the demolition list, so that if you do sell it in the meantime, they are aware of the condition of the property, and if they would like to make those improvements, they can come to the board and enter into a rehab agreement and prevent it from being demoed.
Yeah, this guy looked at it at 8 o'clock this morning,
Okay?
and I
Well,
got 2 others today.
I would suggest that you take Mr. Kearney's card and keep him informed, and we are, as I said, it will take a few months. So if there's some movement on the selling of this property, or if you'd like to speak with Attorney Bennett today, that might be a great option for you with the BEP program as well.
I do want to,
Okay.
if I may, to pay for the demo inspection so we can get the report done, and then we can at least set the rehab agreement for if someone's going to buy the property and rehab it, we would at least have that under control. They can enter an agreement once they pay the
But,
proof of
but
ownership,
you've already inspected it, sir.
not as a demo inspection, sir.
Oh, it was a
Demo
improvement
inspection
inspection then?
Yeah, it may have been an inspection. I haven't seen any permits since 2010, so if we were in there, it may have been for turn water on, it may have been turn gas or electric on, or that situation may be.
No, I'm trying, that's why I hired the electrician, Gola, is to, on your list, I got the list, called one of those guys, and paid him the money, he's just not doing it fast enough.
I can help you with that situation.
Oh, well, I'd really like to get help with that situation.
We can be in contact,
So we're gonna affirm, I'll entertain a motion to affirm the order to demo.
Motion to affirm the order.
I second.
All those in favor? Aye. And then, sir, if you'd like to speak with Mr. Kearney after the meeting.
we're just continuing the entered order, but we're going to continue it.
Oh, so
We're gonna bid out the
Process.
work.
get a couple days.
Board, Madam President and Board, next property is 6733 Calumet Avenue, 6733 Calumet.
Is the property owner present?
Mr. Collins, I believe, is here. While Mr. Collins makes his way up here, I'll give the board some photos and a little background. Mr. Collins, I believe, lives next door at 6737, and this property's been vacant, at least according to city records, since 1994. There's been no power since 2011. The photos show a frame house. There's a little problem with the doors and the steps. As you'll see, soffit and fascia are falling off. There's some parking of cars on the grass. There's an indication from the building department that the roof may have a leak. The garage appears boarded up, at least the window does. Mr. Collins, do you see these photos here I have?
Yes.
Is this the property at issue?
Well, yeah, but you said it looks like the roof's got a leak. It's got a new roof on it.
Okay, so other than that, though, this is the property?
It did have a leak, and it's got a new roof on it. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
this is the property, though? Okay, okay. I'm going to show the board these. There's no indication that permits were pulled regarding the roof. Given the condition of the property, in fact, it's been vacant for 24 years, we would request the order be affirmed. Mr. Collins, you go ahead and present anything that
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So you stated that there was a new roof put on it?
There was a new roof put on it.
When was that?
I'm not sure of the year, but
Was it, so the pictures that we have where it showed that there might have been a leak present?
well, there was a leak at one time,
Okay,
and I had to put a roof on it, and then I couldn't pay it all at one time, and then I had to come to court and make arrangements with the company that put the roof on
okay.
to make payments. And,
Mr. Collins, what is, given that, I understand you live next door, given that the property's been vacant for so long, I mean, do you have any intention
Okay,
with the property? or-
what I was doing is I was fixing it up. My son was gonna live there,
Okay,
and my son passed away, okay? And I think we shut the electricity off in like 2011,
That's correct.
because, the bills were piling up. I had a heart attack and some other health issues. And with doctor bills and everything, I mean, I couldn't afford to leave the electricity on. And because I was turning everything into all electric in the house.
I guess my question, Mr. Collins, would be, there's kind of two options here, right? You can either attempt to sell the home if you'd like to put it on the market, or, the city's intention is that you can't have a vacant house that long sitting on the main street.
Right.
So, we would like to demolish it if it's nothing's gonna happen to it. Now, that's not gonna happen right away if they enter the order today. You'll still have several months. And you
Right.
can get an inspection if you think it's gonna be rehabbed with Mr. Kearney. But if it just can't sit, with nothing going on.
Right. Well, I bought the property with intentions of fixing it up because of health issues. And I'm no longer working. They put me on disability. And to keep both houses up, right now I can't do it.
okay.
I'm paying for my daughter to go to college. The money that I had to fix the house. Hammond was supposed to, I guess if you live in Hammond from first grade to 12th grade, they had a program that they'd pay for college. Well, they're not giving anything to my daughter. So I had to help her pay for her college and everything else. So that's where my money's been going.
If you'd like, you can, on your way out of here, you can stop down at the College Bound office if you have any questions about that program, and she can look up your daughter. So maybe she'll be eligible for next year. Given the condition of the property, though, Board, we would request the order be affirmed. Mr. Collins will get notice of any bidding out of the work, and hopefully by that time, he can either put it on the market or have another plan for it.
Okay, any objection to that today, sir?
No, I don't really know what that means, but okay.
Okay, so we're going to enter the order to demolish. So as we said previously, it's going to take a few months before that happens. So if circumstances change within that time period, you can notify our inspection department. If somebody's interested in purchasing the property, or if you found some funds to rehab it, you can notify our inspections department and work with us on a rehab agreement. Otherwise, it will move forward with the demolition process.
Okay, I've got
I
another.
understand that, Mr. Collins?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got another question for you. then if they tear it down,
There'll be a lien put against your property,
okay?
okay, so that if at any point that you try to sell the property, you'll have to pay that first,
Okay.
okay?
Can I still use the driveway and stuff? I mean, because I've got a trailer there, I've got my pickup there.
As long as it's within code, I don't know if, I mean, you'd have to make sure that it's a legal driveway, or
It's a legal driveway, vehicle doesn't move, it's been sitting there for years, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it moves about once every 3 months or 4 months, and actually, I just put that trailer there.
Okay, well, sir, that shouldn't be, anything that's happening on the property currently, I think you need to speak with Mr. Kearney about what you can and cannot park there, okay?
Okay.
So if you want to speak with him afterwards, he'll be able to inform you a little bit better about your circumstances,
Okay?
okay?
Right.
This won't affect that, though,
Okay?
okay? Okay, do I have a motion to affirm the order?
Motion to affirm.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
Next property is 821 Eaton Street. Happy to report to the board that the owner has just pulled a demolition permit for self-demo. However, we'd like to monitor this and continue this to February 7th.
Okay, do I have a motion for status on February 7th?
So moved.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
1032 Eaton. All right, it's the background on this property is that it was owned by GPR 2015 LLC. We indicate that it's vacant since 2015, water's off since 2016. Photos will show an overgrown brick house with gutters hanging off and a possible roof collapse. We've recently found out that the GRP 2015 LLC, GPR 2015 LLC, have issued a deed dated September 18th to a Mr. Ernesto Palma. Is that you guys? All right, Mr. Palma is here present. And we don't know if the property's closed yet, because at least at this point, the title commitment's still showing GPR or GRP 2015. So we have to ask Mr. Palma if he is indeed the owner yet. Mr. Palma, is this the property?
Yes.
Okay. And could we get your address so we can make sure we notify you of any further hearing? What's the address?
Nice and 1024. 1024.
1024 Eden. Okay, so just down the block, two houses down. Okay.
2 houses away.
2 houses away. All right, so I'm going to, this is the condition of the property. I'm going to give this to the board, and we'll let you guys tell us what your plans are for the property.
Good morning, sir. Can you state your name for us today?
My name,
Yes.
Jorge Palma.
And you're going to be speaking for Ernesto? Okay, thank you.
So what is your plan for the property, Mr. Palmer?
Okay, we just bought this house from this
Do
company.
you have a deed with you or no?
And we don't know that the house, that property has a demolition notice, something. We just bought it, try to fix it. We just come to try to get the permit to do the roof first, and they know the notice.
Have you gone to the city yet to try to get a permit? Because Mr.
Yes.
Kearney,
We send a roofer to try to get permit, but we never get it
probably
because,
because it's on a demo.
because it's under demolition.
Okay,
It's
so,
under a different owner too.
Right now, it's on it.
So if you pay for the demo inspection, get in, sign a rehab agreement, get the actual house in your name, report with the county, then we can move forward with whatever contractors you're gonna hire. Okay, but you have to get it in your name.
Yeah, we got that.
You have to pay for that demo inspection so we can do the inspection.
Okay,
it looks like it's under an installment contract. It was filed September 18th, 2018, so it looks like their interest is one of a, option to buy type situation, so.
Are they able to enter a rehab agreement with that?
Well, I think what we'd like to do is enter the order of demolition and then give them an opportunity to meet with Mr. Kearney, get an inspection of the property, and then hopefully they can start the rehab.
Okay.
Okay?
Do you understand that, sir?
how long we have, how much time we have?
If you guys get the inspection and Mr. Kearney does the inspection, nothing will happen until the inspection's done, as long as you
Okay.
pay for the inspection. After the inspection's done, if you guys pull the permits and start working on it, Ms. Cantor will get a rehab agreement, an agreement that you guys will fix it up, and then nothing will happen, as long as you keep fixing it up.
All right.
Okay, so don't wait to get that inspection.
No problem.
Okay?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, do I have a motion to affirm the order?
Motion to affirm.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Good luck.
6126 Harrison Street. We just received notice today, this morning, that Ecos Holdings, which we had as the owner, have sold it to this looks like a lodge, by the way.
It's kind of cool house.
Has been sold to
It's totally like Twin Peaks.
Ricardo and Roxana Gomez Amascua, who live on Detroit Street. We haven't heard from the Amascuas however, or Mr. Mayorga. So at this point, we'd like to enter the order of demolition, and hopefully, now that we can contact the Mayorgas on Detroit Street, they will contact the city.
Okay.
Right, I'm just saying it's something. Maybe a copy of the order.
Affirming? Right?
Yes, I'm sorry, enter the order to affirm.
Motion is to affirm the order.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
4143 Homan Garage. Happy to report to the board the garage is down. The permit was pulled in August, and this will be removed from the demolition list as already demolished. Next property is 5213 Homan Avenue. This is the old Basic Business property on Homan Avenue. Mr. Meeker, the realtor, is here. He doesn't have any ownership interest. I've had a discussion with him, and he is planning on potentially listing the property. Obviously, he knows that that he would have to inform any potential buyer of the demolition order on the property. And I let him know that our intention today is to move forward with the property. There's a mold problem in the basement, and he has received an estimate, which is not cheap, for the mold removal, and I'm sure he will be dealing with any potential buyer with that. But in the meantime, we'd like to enter the order.
Just for the record, the mold issue is heavily contributed by the running water from City of Hammond on that property. Since 2017, it was reported that was leaking at that point, and nobody shut it off because nobody could get down to the basement to shut the water off. The basement was flooded. So the bank had no access to the property until the foreclosure process was complete, which was about 2 weeks ago. And that's when we took possession of it. So we have a lockbox on it. We had to professionally rekey the place because that was the only way you can get into a place like that. It's unbelievable. But the basement's currently flooded. The water department's been there. We gave them access through the bank's preservation company. They're testing the water in the basement to see if it has asbestos in it or not. If it's clear, then the contractor will be able to pump the water into the sewer and then get the water shut off, because the water shut off inside the building. But the water, I was inside the building with my hand over my face because of all the mold, and you can see the pipe going across the top of the ceiling, leaking water. It was not a roof leak at that point, but the roof probably is in bad shape as well.
So we'd request entering of the order of demolition. It sounds like Mr. Meeker hopefully will have an update for us at the next time we have this matter up.
Motion to affirm the order.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Sir, I might recommend you go upstairs before you leave and see if you could speak with Ann Anderson in our Economic Development Department. We have a company called Enviroforensics who specializes in acquiring properties that have environmental concerns, cleaning them up and going through an insurance process to recoup some of those funds. It might be worth looking at.
Yep.
Great.
Ann's upstairs.
Andy?
Ann?
Ann Anderson.
Annie Anderson.
You got it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
6938 Jackson Avenue, 6938 Jackson. This is, we did get contacted by Attorney Schmidgall, and has indicated this is a vacant property, and he has no objection to the order for the garage being entered. The house is in okay shape. It's vacant, but it's fine.
Motion to affirm the order.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
1933 Roosevelt Drive. This is the old Bakaiza house over in the Water Gardens. Mr. Kovachkov has entered his appearance on this property, and Ms. Kantar and he have agreed to a December 20th date.
For
Status, actually for whether the order will be affirmed. Yep.
Demolition.
The attorney called me yesterday and he had a conflict, so we're just going to kick it 3 weeks.
Okay.
Okay, we'll set this over. The motion is to set over for status to December 20th.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Last property, 261-63 Webb Street. This is a property I'm sure that's known to Chief Margraf. This is an apartment building owned by a company called Kankakee Revitalization Group, LLC. It was tagged uninhabitable in 2017. In 2018, there was a fire. It's a pretty substantial fire. It's like a 3 or 4 story building. There's been some problems there. We would request, especially since no one's here and we do have good service, that the order be affirmed
Motion
as
to affirm
presented.
the order.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you to the board. Thank you.
Ma'am, are you here on one of the properties today? What property was it? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Didn't want to skip you. Okay, item V, rental registration, hearing on property located at 6815 Forestdale Avenue.
No one appears. What we have is a new owner as of August of this year, Mr. John and Christy Zielkowski. So they just owe for 2018. There is service, water service there. No one appears.
When did we get notification of the new owner?
We got it in October 22nd.
Okay.
So we're gonna waive the late fee and charge them $5 for one unit?
Just one unit.
I second for 2018.
Yeah.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next is rental registration hearing on property located at 4835 Calumet Avenue.
We had previously in July of this year, a Board of Works rental registration for Ms. Garza. The late fee was waived, although it was taken as that this property was only one unit. I just spoke to Ms. Garza today, and I asked what happened, and she said she forgot because she has it as 2 units. So I did speak to Ms. Garza a little bit ago. I'd like to set this out until January sometime to allow us to do an inspection. I spoke to her about that to see about the legality of 2 units, so I don't want to charge her, rental registration for 2 units if it's not a proper 2 unit.
And it's not occupied. It hasn't been occupied, the second unit.
So pending an inspection, I'd like to set the rental registration out sometime in January. She's going to be out of town towards the end of this month, and I'm going to be out of town at the beginning of this month, so.
Okay. Date on that?
The 3rd, 10th.
Or next month, I'm sorry.
Early in January, is that fine, or do you need more time for that?
10th, 17th?
January 17th is fine.
Okay. Is that okay for you? Yeah, okay.
All right, we'll set this over for status to January 17th of 2019.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, ma'am. Item 6, matters from other board members.
Oh, Madam President, I do have 2 matters before us. The first one is, I believe we brought it up a couple weeks ago, the agreement for the sale of water to the civil city of Hammond by the Hammond Water Works Department. We didn't approve it at that time, subject to, weren't we doing some fact-finding on the
Yeah,
dates,
so
whether or
There
not it was
was
signed or not?
There was some question if this was another version of the old one, or if this was a new
Right.
one, and I'm not sure, because we had Thanksgiving last week and we
It
weren't.
still hasn't been signed by the mayor?
No, so maybe this is something we want,
Typically needs to.
we want to bring it up
signature
maybe
first.
staff meeting on Monday, and then put it back on for next Thursday?
That sounds good.
Okay.
All right, well,
Okay.
we'll
Defer action to next week.
we'll defer action on the first one.
Okay.
And second one is a specific finding of fact and decision for 6602 Kennedy Avenue, waiver of late fees in regards to a rental registration.
This is a property, it was a partnership, and they sold the property, and apparently they never made the transfer known to the city, and so I'm just asking, we can let them appeal, we're going to let them register for the years they didn't register, but they are no longer the owners of the property. So I'd ask you to please waive the late fees.
Okay.
Yeah, we're motioning on this, right?
Yeah.
Voting on it, yeah. Motion to approve the finding of fact.
And I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any other matters from other board members? Matters from other department heads or their representatives? Any new business? Any old business? The meeting is open to the public. Who has left us? Motion to adjourn?
Motion is to adjourn.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.